Sorry, I got interrupted. Anyways, so she brings up dead people for some weird reason. Like, it had nothing to do, obviously, with my father or her son that passed away. But she brings them up anyways. And she actually brings up why I was, you know, how dare you, basically, is what she said. How dare you mourn your father? She didn't say those exact words, but she actually said something. I think she said, what was it? Why, I don't understand why you mourned your father after all this stuff he did to you and your family. And it's like, yeah, that's like none of your business. And how did this have anything to do with my ex-boyfriend and you hanging out with my ex-boyfriend? How did this have anything to do with it? You know, really, like, how did it? It didn't. So I don't understand. You know, I'm like, and how does your son have anything to do with this? You know, why are we bringing up dead people into a conversation that they don't even belong in? Because there's like no reason to bring them into it. I was like, dude, let's let the dead rest. You know, that's really disrespectful. And then she got mad at me, I think, for saying that. But I was just like, dude, no, let's leave them out of it. This is bullshit. I was like, look, obviously we are not friends. Because it wasn't like we just had a tiff. The dude did some pretty horrible shit. And then she goes, well, why didn't you press charges? And I told her, you know, I was like, well, let's see here. He already had a warrant out for his arrest. He wasn't getting caught for that. Not to mention, it would probably go to a hearing. And court hearings are hell. Been through one with my father. Don't want to go through another. I'm sorry, but I don't think mentally I could handle it. It was fucking horrible. And considering I just went through my father's death, it's like, you know, I just didn't feel like rehashing all of it to her, you know. Sorry, I was confused as to where I was at in the story, but supposedly she forgot. It still pisses me off. I don't know, but yeah, so I like had so many people, and plus I told her, I was like, and I didn't tell her this, like, because I didn't see the point in telling her this, but, you know, I did tell her in the end. I did tell her, I was like, oh no, this was right after I found out about my ex-boyfriend dying. We had known each other since 1998. We didn't start going out till 2000 because I didn't turn 18 till 2000. And our first date was actually on my 18th birthday. And he passed away in April, the guy did. And we were friends long before we ever went out, and we were friends, you know, in between the times we went out. And I hadn't said anything to anyone other than the person who informed me of his death. And I was like, you know, look, dude, I've been through a lot of death this year too. You know, I'm sorry you lost your son, and that is like a really horrible death. That goes right up there with my dad's death, honestly, I would say, you know, because of the closeness of the family relation there. Of course, she thought her son's death trumped my father's death, but anyways, you know, I'm not gonna compete there with that. You know, I'm just saying I think it's right up there with it. So I'm like, that alone, come on, dude, let's not do this to each other right now. We're both freaking hurting. This is stupid. And, you know, and then she keeps going on about her son's death, and I'm just like, okay, look, you know, found out about my ex-boyfriend, you know, your son dies right after my father died, you know, like, what was it, a month? Let's see here. He was born on May 3rd. My dad died on May 29th. And then he died July 18th, I believe. 18th or 19th. God, I can't remember now. It's in my wallet, but the date is. But it was like, you know, all this death. It's like, why fight over something so trivial that should be so obvious that you're, you know, it's one thing to have something to do with someone. It's another thing to actually just hang out with them and then have to rub it in my face. You know, someone who hurt me. It's like, why rub it in my face? That's wrong, dude. That's not right. You know, can't we just agree on that and you like never do it again? But after she mentioned my dad, you know, I told her, I was like, because she tried to salvage the friendship toward the end, and but then but after she mentioned my dad, I was like, dude, there's no salvaging this. You brought my father into this. It's just as bad as if I would have said something about how dare you mourn a child you only had for a couple of months. It would be equal to me saying that. And I would never say that, you know, like, and actually mean it. I mean, it was hard saying it on camera because, you know, it coming out of my mouth, because that would be so stupid to say. You know, that's how stupid it was what she said to me. I'm just like, holy crap. So, you know, I went through a lot of crap with people just, and I honestly, looking back, I don't know how I've made it through it. You know, now I'm fine. Yeah, it still bothers me because I'd been friends with the person since I was 14. Of course it bothers me. The chick was like a sister. I mean, it's like a sibling fucking you over, you know? That bad, which is pretty bad. It's like, but at the same time, you know, I'm okay about it now. I mean, yeah, it still irritates me, but it still hurts a little, but I'm not broke up over it, you know? But it's like, I must be stronger than I give myself credit for. Because I've been through a hell of a lot of shit this year. And then, you know, the really kind lady who ran Pathways, her passing away was just, that was horrible. Pathways is a new age spiritual shop in the St. Louis area, and it was sad. I had been going in there since I was 13, and the lady was always nice to me, you know. She was a sweetheart, and she was a very caring and loving person, and, you know, no, I wasn't close to her, but she was somebody I was used to seeing every time, well, not every time I went in there, but you know what I mean, like, most of the time. It was just devastating, you know. So I've had a lot of death this year, and it's like, the gall of people to pull the crap that they have with me this year has just really pissed me off. Because it's been such trivial shit. It's like, what is wrong with people that they would pull such trivial shit when there's such bigger stuff going on? Maybe not with them, but, you know, they don't even care to ask, you know, have you been? Before they start in on you, you know, make sure that at least you're stable enough to start in on. I mean, it's like, they don't even give a shit. It's like, a lot of people are like that anymore. I don't understand it. What the fuck's wrong with people? I don't know. But after this year, I've learned a lot. 99.9% of people are assholes and dicks. I'm just not joking. It's like, don't let people ever tell you how to mourn. Because the minute you listen to them, the minute, your life is hell. Because you need to mourn. If you feel like you need to mourn, then you need to fucking mourn. Because if you don't, it'll fuck you up. You know, I've seen firsthand people who didn't talk about their grieving and didn't deal with it, and how that it's fucked them up. I've seen it firsthand. Okay, with immediate family, and it's shitty. Don't do it. Don't not deal with it just because you're afraid of like how people are going to react. And I know it's a lot harder to do than saying it. I know, because I'm still doing it technically. You know, I'm over the initial grief period, obviously, because I'm functioning very well and not crying all the time. But it hits me hard though still, you know. At random times, you know, like it just happened yesterday or something, and so I'm just saying, like, anybody else is out there having that issue, wants to talk, message me please here on YouTube, and I'd be glad to talk. I want to put that out there. I'd be very glad to talk. because everybody needs someone to talk to. So, well, we're at 10 minutes. I need to go. Peace.